What's going on, guys? It's your boy Elie Moses, and I just got out of seeing Scream 2022 for the second time, and today I'm here to provide you all the Easter eggs and references I could find from the film that connect to other horror films, that connect to the entire Scream franchise. And yes, on second watch, I was watching this film like a hawk. I think I have photographic memory of all the scenes now. I was writing down notes and everything. I was so excited to see it again. But yes, I'd like to thank all the new subscribers to the channel as well. All you lovely Scream fans, the views have been amazing the last few days. I cannot thank you guys enough. It's been absolutely freaking awesome. But yes, I am also going to do a Who Killed Who video because I was writing notes on that as well, but I think it's a little bit too early. Let me know if you want to see that as well, and let me know what Easter eggs that you found that I missed, because I might miss a few, but I don't know, I think I pointed out a lot, because both these Easter eggs are going to be references as well as cinematic or technical Easter eggs I found as well, because there's a few homages with some of the shots as well that I found interesting as well. Now, beginning with the opening sequence of the film with Tara, there are lots of Easter eggs to unpack, and as well, guys, a major spoiler warning for Scream 2022 in this video as well, as I am going to be describing certain scenes, and where I can, I'm going to put footage from the Scream 2022 film that has been released to the public, as well as screenshots from previous Scream films as well that connect to the Easter eggs where I can. But yeah, first off, we have this homage of the shot with Tara, Jenna Ortega's character, holding the knife similar to Drew Barrymore in the original Scream film. That has been seen on Twitter, and it's a great homage shot, and obviously it's a love letter to Wes Craven, this film. So as well, we have a character in the film, Wes Hicks, named after Wes Craven, and you see that on the message pop up when Tara is messaging Amber. Now, but going into the film for my first time when I saw it, I didn't know Wes Hicks was named Wes Hicks. Like, I didn't know Dylan Minette's character was called Wes. I thought straight away off the bat, I was like, oh, Wes Craven, straight away. And then obviously, you have the Ghostface phone call. What's your favorite scary movie? We all know that reference. I was smiling so much during that, and I was like, of course, you have to have that. And then as well, when Jenna Ortega's character Tara gets the better of Ghostface, you know, uses technology to her advantage to search up the stab cast. You have the original stab cast. It's a quick moment where she scrolls through. You can see like Vince Vaughn, etc., and like the original members of the stab spoof from the original Scream film. I thought that was great as well. A neat little Easter egg there as well. And then as well, this is a long shot. Some of these Easter eggs might be far-fetched, but I thought that Ghostface in the opening sequence, as we now know it is Amber, using the alias as Charlie in the beginning is a nice little connection to Ghostface as Charlie from Scream 4. I don't know if that's a bit of a whim, but it is an Easter egg, it's a reference, and yes, I am calling it. As well, another nice little homage from a technical perspective is Tara peeking out the window, similar to Drew Barrymore in the original film as well, with the curtains. That was lovely to see as well. Again, put a smile on my face. Moving on to a bit later in the film with Richie and Sam in the car. Obviously, you have like the Halloween, Friday the 13th reference, and referencing how the stab films and how the killings connect to those sort of horror films. You have a lot of horror references, obviously with the meta humor. It is expected from a Scream film. Now, moving on as well to the first kill of the film, I think the Vince kill, especially the way it's done, is actually a reference to one of the kills from the Scream MTV series, and that is in particular the kill in which Tiger's Ghostface kills one of the individuals in the car, and this is in season 3. And I thought the stab motion was very similar to how Vince dies, and getting stabbed in the neck in a similar way. And as well, it is a car sequence as well, similar to the Scream season 3 situation. And as well, I'm going to be saying as well a lot in this video, when Vince is approaching his car right before he dies, you have the Scream music playing. I can't remember the song, but I think it is from Scream 2 or 3 as well, with just I think it was like a country western song, but it is from the Scream films, and you have that playing, and it is pretty fitting to see him stabbed in the neck and die to that type of music. So yes. Now, moving on to the first character reference from the first Scream film. This is when Sam and Richie go to meet Dewey, and it is a reference to his his fallen soldier, his fallen sister Tatum, and yes, it is a cartridge or sort of box on his desk next to his photo of Gale. It does have like a gold plate, and inscribed on that gold plate, it is Tatum. So can we get an F in the chat for Tatum, who sadly passed away, got her neck smashed in the first Scream film. And yes, it is a great reference, and I did smile, and I didn't notice it actually in my first watch. It was the second time. It is in 2 shots. The first one, it is in the background for like a blink and you miss it moment. And then the second time when Dewey goes to get the picture of Gale, it is there in the forefront of the image. So yes, it is a nice reference to Tatum right there. Well, this is a bit of a fast stretched one, I guess. Maybe Samantha's character as well. Her last name is Carpenter, and I was trying to connect it to John Carpenter, the horror director, you know, like The Thing and Halloween. Just a nice little Easter egg there. Nothing connected to the Scream films, but I think something a lot of horror fans will like and might take into account as well. And I don't think it's a coincidence to name your lead character after a horror icon and like director in John Carpenter, Samantha Carpenter. I just think it was a nice thing to point out. Now, moving on to one of my favorite scenes, and possibly actually my favorite scene in the film. It is like sort of the amalgamation of all the characters as they discuss like the rules of the film. And as well, Dewey comes in to this scene as Sam and Richie are approaching the house, and you have Dewey's old theme playing, and I just smiled. Even though I knew it was coming the second time, I just smiled. And then you have the interaction with all the characters in the house, you know, setting the framework for recalls. And if you pay attention closely to the background, you can see a Vertigo poster from Alfred Hitchcock, and Psycho in Mindy and Chad Meeks' house. And as well, it's the Meeks' house, so we have a reference to Randy Meeks. There's like a memoriam service in the living room as well. And then his sister, Martha Meeks, the mother of Mindy and Chad, comes into the room. So it's a neat little tie-in to Scream 3, and as well, the iconic Randy from Scream 1 and 2, who sadly met his demise to Ghostface as well. And then as well, you have in this scene the references to like toxic fandom, and then like Jurassic World, Star Wars, and everything about recalls, Ghostbusters, everything. I really enjoyed those references. They're like right in your face. They are part of the dialogue. It's not something you have to like look out for and scan for, but I did enjoy it. And then like the topics of like Mary Sue and everything. That was just a nice little thing to pick up, and I enjoyed that overall conversation and topic, and then how Dewey interacted with it as well, and playing by the new rules set by this film. Moving on to Wes Hicks's death. This is sad in the film, man, as well. You have the connection to Psycho in the shower when he's on the phone, when Ghostface is on the phone with Judy Hicks. You know, have you ever seen Psycho? And then as well, after Judy Hicks meets her demise, you have a connection to Scream 4 with Wes looking at the refrigerator and then seeing the posted note, lemon squares in the fridge. If you all remember, in Scream 4, Dewey said Judy Hicks always made great lemon squares, and yeah, she took a punch from Gale for that. But yeah, Gale made fun of her lemon squares, so yeah, even though Dewey said they were good, bit of tension there, but a nice connection to Scream 4 with the lemon squares. Now moving on to my favorite Easter egg in the entire film. I did not see this on my first watch, but on the second time, oh boy, did I catch it. It is my favorite one. It does answer a question a lot of Scream fans have had for about 10 years now. And yes, you guessed it right. It is a reference to Scream 4 and one of its characters. It is the scene where we see Richie eating pizza right after the death of Judy and Wes. And he's in his room watching YouTube. He's watching the YouTube channel Film Fails. And in this scene, we see footage of Stab 8, and this is where we get the introduction of the metallic sort of ghost face mask, or like chrome like mask that was shown in some of the trailers. So it is a sort of bait and switch. We all thought Ghostface was getting a new mask, but no, it is on a Film Fails video as part of like Stab 8. But if you pay attention in the right hand side of the screen, I was about to say Scream again, but if you pay attention to the right hand side, like on the recommended videos, you would see at the top of the list, it says an interview with Woodsboro survivor Kirby Reed. Yes, Kirby is indeed confirmed to have survived her stab attack from Scream 4. And then there's multiple other videos. You need to probably like get this film on digital and pause it to pay attention to what the videos are. The second one, I believe, was something about Ryan Johnson. But I can't remember. But for the life of me, I was only paying attention to the Kirby Reed one, and yes, Kirby Reed is confirmed to have survived Scream 4. Now, this is not sort of like an Easter egg, or like it is a reference and callback to one of Randy's rules from Scream 1. What was one of Randy's rules from Scream 1? I'll link it right now.
Number 1, you can never have sex.
Yes, and my boy Chad, although he's getting with one of the hottest chicks in the movie, Liv, and she's like, you know what, let's go upstairs, I am ready, because obviously at the start of the film, they make a joke about him trying to get in her pants, and yes, she is ready for it, but Chad's like, wait, hold on a sec. I'm not too sure, but there is a killer on the loose, and there's a possibility you could stab me while we're up there, so good call from Chad right there, and although you might have lost your girl, you didn't lose your intestines, but yeah, you kind of did after when Amber sort of stabbed you multiple times. But you did survive. You did survive. So yeah, but you didn't want to take that risk to live anyway. And shout out to Chad for paying attention to Randy's rules. And as well, you see the hashtag going around on Twitter at the moment. You know, hashtag for Wes. And at the end of the film, when the film finishes, it says for Wes. You know, a love letter to Wes Craven from the directors of this film. But as well, one of the characters in the film, Wes Hicks, and it's sort of like a memorial service in the third act, the party, and then you can see sort of the big symbols, party symbols. It says for Wes on the like it spells out for Wes, and as well you can take that as a double meaning, for Wes in the film and for Wes Craven, and I thought that was a really nice touch. Moving on to a clever one with Sydney Prescott, my girl as well. This is a connection to her character from Scream 3. She tells Gail that, you know, Mark is taking care of the kids, and that is a reference to Detective Mark Kincaid from Scream 3. Yes, she indeed got with him, and he is not a serial killer. They are living happily ever after so far with a couple kids, unless this is a big ruse from Mark to, you know, I don't know, kill her in the future. But yes, sadly, couldn't get Patrick Dempsey in the film because, you know, I don't know. But yeah, it's a nice little reference to say that, you know what, Sydney did get with him because we didn't know what happened in Scream 4. It was a plotline not touched upon. So yeah, it's nice that it touched upon that Detective Mark Kincaid storyline. And then furthermore as well, in the third act, what I did enjoy is Sydney going around with a gun shooting the spots behind the doors where Ghostface like would probably or most likely hide. And then I like that she shot the little sort of secret doorway or secret hideout she hid in the first film before she attacked Billy Loomis with the umbrella. I thought that was a really nice touch. Woo! I cannot believe I almost missed this one. I was in the editing stage of this video and I remembered this Easter egg or sort of reference to the first film. It is a nice reference and callback with the Randy scene while he's drunk on the couch and as Ghostface approaches behind him. Instead, in this film, we get it with Mindy as she's drunk on the couch, but she's actually watching the stab film unfold with Randy's scene as he's yelling at the screen, no, 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 turn around, and she's doing the same to Randy, or the fake Randy, telling him to turn around, and all of a sudden, the real Ghostface that we are watching on film approaches right behind Mindy before she realizes she's fallen to the same trap. Now moving on to my final and last couple Easter eggs. One of them is actually involving Samantha as she's crawling away from Richie as she's going to grab the knife to, you know, get her last stance as Richie, as the killer, is delivering his final monologue. I thought that was a nice touch with a shot looming on two umbrellas near the door, and I thought that was a nice little reference to the first film where Sydney Prescott attacked Billy Loomis with the umbrella. But as we all know, Samantha goes for the knife underneath sort of the curtains, and then we all know what happens to Richie. He gets brutally stabbed, and I liked how the last shot before sort of Samantha delivers the final blow is her with the knife holding it in the air, and it's similar to how Ghostface held it in the first film as well before killing Cassie, I believe. So yeah, a nice little Easter egg there. And now moving on to the final one. This is a cinematic Easter egg as well. It's sort of a nice little tie-in to the end of the first film and how the first film ends as well, with like a panning shot turning into like a bird's eye view of Stu Macher's house, which is indeed another Easter egg with the final third act taking place in Stu Macher's house. I do like how the film ends similar to the first Scream in 1996 with the sort of same shot technique used as it pans over with the police over the house. So yes, let me know what Easter eggs I missed or if I did really well on this, guys. It was my second watch and I did really want to watch the film as well, so I might have dozed off from focusing on my Easter egg hunt, but let me know how I did. As always, guys, been your boy Elie Moses. Take care, God bless, and peace.